keeps you spinning round.
I've never said something.
Yeah, that doesn't work on internet. It's just like, it's really bad. Technology, I still gotta switch over to the other phone. How do we do it here? Look good. Let's let it run first. I'm gonna check the audio really quick.
Alright.
Checking mic, 1, 2, checking mic. Checking mic, 1, 2, checking mic. Oh God. All right. Hello, and welcome to session number 43 of Live by the Socially Distant Firepit. It is another beautiful and cool evening here in Northeast Los Angeles, out amongst the hills and the trees and the wildlife and lots of traffic racing down the street in front of my apartment. And but you know, that's how we do. And what was I gonna say? I don't know. Well, first of all, I'm just gonna admit it, I've been drinking tonight. So I mean, not just like sipping on a drink. I don't know what happened. I don't know what got into me. I'll tell you what happened. This week I was trying to be really good and just like cutting the libations, you know, and then all of a sudden went to sleep last night. It was like, yeah, feeling good. No cigarettes, no booze. And then boom, like 6 a.m. I'm just up. My body's like, what? I've got nothing to fight against tonight. And it was just like 4.5 hours of sleep. I felt like I slept for 2 days. And here I am. And then I was like, that is not good. So I'm going to have to balance that out. So I started drinking before the set. Shame on me. Anyways, it's not that bad. It's just, I got to keep it together because tonight's very important. Because, well, first of all, Kali is watching me. She wanted to come out tonight because, yes, it is an official Women's History Month tribute. Not that I don't play songs by female artists, but, you know, we'll just make it a special one. So Kali is in attendance, and I am playing Joan Jett and Nina Simone, where I'm doing my best attempt at these songs. And then I'm going to read you a little bit of Clarissa Pinkola Estes, one of my new favorite writers in the last couple years, an excerpt from her book, Women Who Run with the Wolves, which is an amazing book, by the way. And now that my fire isn't burning, I think I'm just gonna, now that all you see is smoke, you know, I'm gonna tell you, 30 minutes ago, this thing was blazing. It was beautiful. Before you got here, Mr. Roman, it was just an absolute beautiful blaze. And look at this piece of shit now. This is not gonna fly, man. This is live by the socially distant fire pit, not by the fucking live by the socially distant smoke screen.
If anybody wants to donate some old Christmas trees.
Yeah, exactly. If anyone has, well, thanks to Mama Roman, we've got this beautiful stockpile of lumber here. So we're good to go for like another year. If you know, unemployment and the pandemic allows me to keep doing this. I wouldn't mind, actually. I mean, so straight to the music, or not really. That took a while, but man, you know what? I can't do it, man. This fire is just, I gotta get you a proper fire. You know, like, I'm not gonna sit here and play this without a proper fire.
You can change the name of the show for tonight, Live by the Socially Distant Smoke Pit.
Live by the Socially Distant Smoke Pit. Not gonna fly. Now that we got all this great wood.
Oh, you have more around the corner too?
Yeah. She's like, you need these for like Tinder. And I was like, yeah, sure. I'll take whatever, man. And this fucking thing is like, by the way, to keep this fire pit going every week is pretty expensive. This fucking firewood adds up. It's no joke. If we can get it to burn. If not, I save lots of money. Come on. Yes. All right, there's a little bit of hope going right here. Okay, so if you are watching the repost of this, you can just skip ahead to the second bit where I'm holding my guitar. And with no further ado. See that woman, drink her coffee, drink her tea, and then go home. See that woman, see that woman, see that woman, green dress on. See that woman. Try that line one time. See that woman, dressed in green, wears silk stockings with golden seams. See that woman, see that woman, see that woman, dressed in red, make a man lose his head. See that woman, see that woman, black dress on. For $1,000, she'll wail and she'll moan. No child. See that woman, 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 see that woman. Empty his pockets and wreck his days. Make him love her, then she fly away. Empty his pockets, wreck his days, make him love her, then she fly away. Thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Nina Simone, or my interpretation of Sea Lion Woman by Nina Simone. Thank you. And moving right along. I love Joan Jett, and this is one of my favorite songs ever. Yeah. An acoustic version of it. It's the original one is just like kick you in the teeth kind of shit. caught so unaware that you made other plans. The promises you swore to keep, the ones that you can't stand. You don't know what you've got, and you don't know what you've got, and you don't know what you've got till it's gone. I can't stand to hear your name. You are so unkind. No, you think you made out well. One day you will find you don't know what you've got, and you don't know what you've got, and you don't know what you've got till it's gone. Shame on you. I gave you love. I gave you love so true, but you ran away. You just don't know what you blew. Yeah, you don't know what you've got, and you don't know what you've got, and you don't know what you've got till it's gone. You don't know what you've got. You don't know what you've got. You don't know what you've got till it's gone. You don't know what you've got, and you don't know what you've got, and you don't know what you've got till it's gone. I was weak when you were there, and I felt so protected. And I'll make sure that you regret the one that you rejected. You don't know what you've got, and you don't know what you've got. You don't know what you've got till it's gone. You don't know what you've got, what you got. You don't know what you've got. You don't know what you've got till it's gone. Joan fucking Jett, ladies and gentlemen, you don't know what you got. And those are my two songs for the eve. Cheers, Mr. Romano. Always glad that you can make it when you can. So I'm gonna do something. I'm gonna read. Which I don't feel like I've done that in a while in the Firepit, huh? There's been so many different things. If you didn't catch last week's, go back. It's I played my new single, "So Long, Cecilia." Played it live. That was it. It's like I tried to do backlight, and the Firepit wasn't smoking. And I wanted. That's the one time I wanted it to smoke, and it was just a fucking perfect blaze. And so the lighting's a little shitty, but the audio's there. And you know what? Fuck it. The spirit is there. So please go back and watch that. Also, you know, I haven't said in a while, but I think most of you that are on probably know. Tuesday nights on Respectful Us Radio on Twitch and YouTube Live. You can just look it up, Respectful Us Radio. Tuesday nights is 60 Minutes or Less with Christopher Roman. And he does an hour show of music with themes, and he gives great stories, anecdotes, and information in between the sets. And then Thursdays is the Respectful Us Radio Hour. And this coming Thursday is the 5-year birthday celebration, virtual birthday celebration of Respectful Lust. 5 years we've been around. So jump onto our Respectful Lust Radio Twitch. We've got a bunch of people making cameos on some video, some birthday shout outs, some of our good friends. So join us. We're going to be partying virtually together, but alone. You know, it's just, this whole pandemic has just made like getting a little toasty on your own just a lot more acceptable, and I don't feel like such an outsider anymore. So with that said, let's move right along. I'm going to read you just a short bit from the book Women Who Run with the Wolves by Clarissa Pinkola Estes, who has become one of my favorite writers and poets. Just brilliant stuff. And before I read this, it's funny because I got really into the writer Robert Bly some years ago, and this is kind of like, and he was the one that like started that whole men's movement, which was in support with the women's movement and the feminist movement, but it was like trying to re-identify masculinity, and that was back in like the 70s and 80s. And he's still alive. He's not really doing much now. He's like 90 something. And then this is kind of like, I feel like Pinkola Estes is like the female counterpart to that, you know. It's really exploring the wild woman as Robert Bly explored the wild man, which is like the natural state of the sexes, I believe. But I like what she does. She breaks off a little bit into more of a... Robert Bly really got kind of stuck on that notion, and then Pinkola Estes kind of broke away a little bit as her writing went on. It seemed like she started opening up to more of the singularity concept, which I am very adhered to and I find lots of interest in, and kind of breaks down the boundaries, but still honoring our natural identity in a sense. It's beautiful. So this is just basically, she talks a little bit of philosophy and then goes into like a lot of old stories, ancient stories from across the world, across ancient cultures. So this is chapter 9 of Women Who Run with the Wolves. This one is called, this is the intro to Homing, Returning to Oneself. There is human time and there is wild time. When I was a child in the North Woods, before I learned there were 4 seasons to a year, I thought there were dozens. The time of nighttime thunderstorms, heat lightning time, bonfires in the woods time, blood on the snow time, the times of ice trees, bowing trees, crying trees, shimmering trees, bearded trees waving at the tops only trees, and trees drop their babies time. I love the seasons of diamond snow, steaming snow, squeaking snow, and even dirty snow, and the stone snow, for these meant the time of flower blossoms on the river was coming. These seasons were like important and holy visitors, each sent its harbingers, pine cones open, pine cones closed, the smell of leaf rot, the smell of rain coming, crackling hair, lank hair, bushy hair, doors loose, doors tight, doors that won't shut at all, window panes covered with ice hair, window panes covered with wet petals, window panes covered with yellow pollen, window panes pecked with sap gum, and our own skin had its cycles too, parched, sweaty, gritty, sunburned, soft. Psyches and souls of women also have their own cycles and seasons of doing and solitude, running and staying, being involved and being removed, questing and resting, creating and incubating, being of the world and returning to the soul place. When we are children and young girls, the instinctive nature notices all these phases and cycles. It hovers quite near us, and we are aware and active at various intervals as we see fit. Children are the wildish nature, and without being told to, they prepare for the coming of these times, greeting them, living with them, and keeping from those times recuerdos, mementos for remembering. The crimson leaf in the dictionary, the angel wing necklaces from the seeds of silver maples, snowballs in the meat locker, the special stone, bone, stick, or pod, the peculiar shell, the ribbon from the bird burial, a diary of smells from that time, the calm heart, the excited blood, and all the pictures in their minds. Once we lived by these cycles and seasons, year after year, and they lived in us. They calmed us, danced us, shook us, reassured us, made us learn creaturely. They were part of our soul skins, a pelt that enveloped us, the wild and natural world, at least until we were told that there were really only 4 seasons to a year, and that women themselves really only had 3 seasons: girlhood, adulthood, and old womanhood, and that was supposed to be that. But we cannot allow ourselves to sleepwalk wrapped in this flimsy, unobservant fabrication, for it causes women to deviate from their natural and soulful cycles, and therefore to suffer from dryness, tiredness, and homesickness. It is far better for us to return to our own unique and soulful cycles regularly, all of them, any of them. The following story can be understood as a commentary on the most important women's cycles: the return to home, the wild home, the soul home. I'll stop there because then it just kind of describes the story, and if you want, you can just go purchase the book Women Who Run with the Wolves by Clarissa Pinkola Estes, and you can read all these amazing ancient stories from all different cultures across the world, just about the female spirit, essentially, and the preservation of that spirit, which is very important to the balance of our existence. All of it is, everyone. And this month we get to celebrate Women's History Month, and it is celebrated every day, at least here in live by the socially distant Firepit, but it's good to bring awareness to, and I'm just happy I got to play Joan Jett. So, as always, I can't really see who's on right now because the phone's over there, and I'm happy you jumped on. Excuse my tipsiness tonight, but fuck it, who's judging, right? And if you are, fuck you. So, and if you are, then it's just because you're jealous. This fire is nice and warm. Once again, thank you, Roman, to your mother for this amazing firewood. This is cedar, by the way.
Was it?
Yeah, she told me. I was like, oh, fuck yeah. I mean, that, like, you can't... the oil in that burns, obviously. I just drop one of those logs in there and look at that. So we are set for weeks with this stockpile of cedar bark and wood. And
Mama Roman.
yes, Mama Roman, thank you. And thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you enjoyed the songs, and I hope you enjoyed the excerpt from Women Who Run with the Wolves. And I will be back next week, possibly from a remote, well, not a remote, but from a different location. So stay tuned for that with some couple old school friends. Yeah, we'll see. Anyways, I love you. Bless you. And have a fantastic weekend. Hit me up. Watch next weekend. Join us on the Respectful Lust Radio Hour this Thursday for our Respectful Lust 5-year virtual birthday party. And that's Respectful Lust Radio on Twitch or Respectful Lust YouTube. Good night.
Keeps you spinning.